Welcome to Get Wed,
a podcast to plan your wedding by.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Kerrie.
And we're both here as professional photographers
and brides-to-be to help you plan your big day.
Each week we'll discuss a topic that you'll encounter along your wedding planning journey.
And with the help of fellow industry experts, we'll navigate this crazy wedding world
together.
Welcome back to Get Wed, everyone. This week we've got quite a fun episode to go over and chat with you about today, because we're going to talk all about wedding day music. So the songs that you walk up and down the aisle to, your first dance song, and any other songs that you might want to include in your wedding day. It's a shame because we really wanted to play you clips from all the songs that we had on our wedding, but because of all these weird music laws, we can't do it. And we can't afford to get the royalties for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued, but it would have been nice.
It would have been nice. We were having a little boogie before we started on YouTube, playing each other's songs to each other, so that was fun. But we'll put the links to all the songs we mentioned in our show notes, so you can go over and listen along to them there. But Katie, do you want to explain why we're going over this topic today? Because it was your idea, and I'm really excited by it.
Yeah, well, basically, whenever I talk to my couples and I sort of say, what are you going to have for your first dance, and have you got it planned? Lots of them say, oh no, we're really struggling and we don't know what to do. And I think unless you're lucky enough to have a special song that maybe, I don't know, you had your first dance to or something, then, people don't often have one that pops to mind. And it could be really hard, actually, can't it, to pick one?
Definitely.
I think, isn't this something that you struggled with a tiny bit before you decided?
We haven't got a song. Unlike you and Jack, who are very romantic and have songs. We've never had a special song that whenever we hear it, we think of each other. So we had to, like all your couples mentioned, we're kind of coming up with these songs from scratch, trying to figure out what was, special to us or had meaning to both of us. So yeah, we were starting from scratch when we were doing it. So
yeah. And where did you kind of start? Did you both Google loads of different music together, or?
We did, because originally as well we were going to sort out playlists for in between our band set and also for the background music for the wedding meal. So we spent a long time kind of going through songs that we wanted to have played at certain points of the day. So there was all these songs that we both always really enjoyed, from when you're teenagers up until now, and stuff that we knew we wanted to include in some form of the day. But actually choosing the important songs were really hard. So we were trying to listen just at loads of songs that we liked at the time. But so many nice songs have got words that mean that are about breaking up, or
oh no, that's a good point. Yeah,
just
the words
really
are so
sad
important.
songs. Yeah.
So
some you could really love and be like, oh, I really want that one, and then you listen to the words and think, oh, that's a bit depressing. So
yeah, well, that's completely inappropriate. I'll do it.
I can't remember the song that I really wanted now, but it's quite a recent one. Oh, I should have thought about this before the podcast, but yeah, it was I listened to the words and it was all about breaking up, and I was like, oh, this is not going to bode well for walking down the aisle too. So
no,
that was something we found really hard, is just making sure that all the lyrics were appropriate for the time that we were using them as well. So
yeah, I think that's a good tip though, is to carefully listen, work out the lyrics. And I think another thing as well to bear in mind is I don't know if you found this, but walking down the aisle is how long a song is.
Yes.
So if you're going to need to cut it and bring it in at a certain point, or if it's that perfect amount of time, and that was quite important as well. I sort of found with our song, I think it was a good 2.5 minutes. I was like, that's pretty much perfect for walking down the aisle. So that's something to bear in mind as well, I think.
So what song did you have to walk down the aisle to?
We picked No Greater Love by Amy Winehouse, because all the words were there's no greater love than what I feel for you. And it was just such a soppy song. So yeah. And for me, that was just, it makes me want to cry every time I listen to it. So I knew it was perfect. But I think find an artist that hopefully you both jointly love, or like you said, a certain era, maybe where you met, if you met at uni or something like that, maybe a special song.
Yeah.
What would you say was how did you narrow it down?
So we started thinking about the bands that we'd been to visit? All those bands we visited. All those bands we went to watch live together. And then we narrowed it in from that. So since we've met, we've been to quite a few live gigs and stuff. And so we just kind of thought about our favourite gigs that we'd seen, and then kind of looked at their back catalogues and went from there. So our song that the song that I walked down the aisle to was Fairy Tale Lullaby by Bombay Bicycle Club.
Oh, I love that. And that's very soft and nice too.
And all the words are a bit whimsical and lovely. So there was nothing to kind of talk about breaking up or anything in that, which is good. But we had a band play ours. So we had a folk band during the day. So we were really worried about whether they would learn it for us. And we hadn't had much communication in the lead up to the wedding. It was a bit shaky. And so I I just remember walking down and suddenly hearing it. I was like, oh, the band did arrive. So that was a relief.
Wow.
And yeah, they learnt it. So they learnt the song We Walk Down the Aisle and Up the Aisle too, which was really good. But it was really nice to hear that as you're coming down the aisle, just kind of playing in the breeze with the trees.
That's lovely, especially to have it live as well. That's quite cool.
Yeah, it was sweet. But how did you time yours then? Because you were talking about how timing can be difficult. Did you practice with your bridesmaids?
I did the day before. We had the venue to do it up. We had like a little run through, and I sort of then knew it was okay. But basically, I just knew it had to be about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'd kind of do it at the speed that it needed. So I think as long as you don't have one that goes on and on and on and on, because you can always fade it out though, get somebody to fade it out for you. But then that sort of dictated the speed a little bit really, so everyone kind of knew at a certain verse to start.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you do the same thing?
No, we didn't practice it at all. We just kind of winged it on the day.
Did you?
But I don't think I'd even told the song to my bridesmaids that I had. I just kind of it didn't even cross my mind until we were kind of queuing up ready to go down. But because then we had Caroline coordinating on the day, she just kind of gave us a nod when it was the next person's turn to go. So
that's good. Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's quite good to leave the groom waiting a bit at the front, like when the music's playing. But in our case, I was already about 15 minutes late because when we arrived, my nephew was desperate for a feed from my sister-in-law. So we're like, quick, feed the baby.
Oh, no.
So I think he was probably already sweating because it was also really hot. And then the music started and then we came down. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, God, you did keep him on his toes for a little bit then.
Yeah. It was my nephew's fault, it was just to stop him crying, but then he cried all the way through anyway. So.
Oh, no. And what about coming back down the aisle then? How did you pick that?
So coming back down the aisle, we chose we chose Home by Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. You've probably heard it. It's been on loads of adverts and stuff. I was about to start singing it then, but it would sound terrible.
Oh, you should have.
But I really like this song because it's just quite. Like I mentioned, we had a folky band playing during the day, during our canapes and stuff, just acoustic songs. But it really suited the style of music that they already played. So in my mind, when I walked down the aisle, what we really wanted to do was have this procession of people following behind us all the way down to the lake where our drinks and canapes were going to be. And so that song just really fit it because it's just a really nice kind of cheery, happy song.
Yeah. Do you think you should always have like a cheery, happy song, or do you think soppy at the end of it?
I think cheery and happy, like a little bit dancey to make everyone just be like, yay, we did it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do like that.
Tell us what your song was, because yours was definitely a kind of cheery, happy woo.
Yeah, yeah, we had Let the Good Times Roll by Jimi Hendrix, so that was quite a good one because it was like, come on, baby, let the good times. I shouldn't really sing. I forget that it's not just you and me, that people don't want to hear me sing. But so that was a really like upbeat. So that was quite good.
And did you tell many people about that? Because I bet quite a few people were quite shocked to hear something, not shocked, but like surprised to hear something so different.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I think definitely a few older relatives were a bit like, didn't really get it. But then,
where's the string quartet?
Yeah, but we didn't give a damn really because we were like, music was really, really important to both of us. So we had a choir as well. So we had like Higher and Higher and Shout and all sorts of different kind of soul music as well. So so that was good. It was definitely us. So I was like, I'm just going to pick something that's really special and good to us. Really, I think that's the thing.
Mm. Yeah, think about what's special to you.
Don't try and please other people. Just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. So you just mentioned that you had other songs in your ceremony then. So how many songs in total did you have?
Good question. I think around 3 or 4.
Okay.
So kind of a couple. I think we had a poem or two. No, one poem, and then the rest of sort of music I kind of wanted to almost be poetry, really. Oh. So I just sort of picked things. Yeah, like Higher and Higher, because I thought, your love, it's like, I just thought it was nice, happy sort of, songs really. So
were they played whilst other things were happening in your ceremony, like during your, because there isn't a signing or anything as such on the ceremony?
It was more like a kind of church do, I would say. So we kind of had them as our hymns instead. So so sort of in between, sort of things kicking off, really. Yeah. So I love music. I think music can create such a lovely atmosphere, can't it, and really create a moment. I think at a wedding, people are so affected by music. I've seen like burst into tears when the right song's played in a happy way, and I think it really makes it. I remember one couple, they went out to Fleetwood Mac, I Want to Be With You Everywhere, and that was really nice.
That's a nice song.
And that was like a nice, happy kind of bounce down the aisle kind of song.
Yeah.
I think, it's just the ones do stick sometimes. Have you got any that stick in your head that you thought were really nice?
I can't now. I'm thinking of it. I hear a lot of Ed Sheeran at weddings.
Yes, me too.
So much that I'm just a bit over Ed Sheeran now.
He must be so rich from nailing.
He's just rolling it, yeah.
So often.
He must just sit down thinking, right, I'm going to write another first dance song today.
There's another million just there.
Him and Adele are just getting together.
Yeah,
bouncing their ideas off the walls.
Signed Delivered. That's one that's quite popular as well.
I find that song, if it's not played for walking down the aisle, it's always the second song after the first dance.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah,
really random. But that's a good one to get up everyone dancing. And
1,000 Years as well is very popular.
That's a very popular walking up the aisle.
My friends had that. Yeah.
It's funny how you hear certain things over and over again, isn't it? And then you might not hear something, and then you hear something completely new, and you're like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think, again, 1,000 Years, even though I've heard it quite a bit, it's because the lyrics are so perfect, aren't they? Like waiting for the perfect person forever kind of thing. So
that does come back to the issue we started with at the start, about how you really need to check the lyrics of a song before you decide that that's the one to walk up or down to, because it can really make or break it. Like if it's talking about being depressed about someone leaving them and
nothing compares to you or something. Like don't do it.
Yeah, I even contemplated that song that I cannot think of the title of, that I was trying to talk to you about earlier. I even contemplated doing like an acoustic version. But I was like, but if somebody knows the song, they're going to be like, why has she chosen this song to walk down the aisle to?
But you think that it's a way of getting around it, though. That's quite a good idea.
As long as people just don't read into it too much.
And how did you pick your first dance song? Because you actually did a fancy dance as well, didn't you? So did that come into kind of what you were
it kind of did. So we chose we went down the same route with choosing our first dance song as what we did with our ceremony songs, in that we haven't got a soppy song, so we went back to the bands that we'd seen together, and we've been to see the Maccabees so many times. It's probably one of our first gigs together, actually, that we went to see. And so we were then looking through appropriate songs of theirs to perhaps have as our first dance. And actually, I think when we were thinking of first dance, we both were like, well, what about this song? So we chose Toothpaste Kisses by the Maccabees.
That's good.
And I think we even chose that before we'd chosen our ceremony songs. We just kind of, it must have come on one day on our like playlist or something, and we're like, oh,
say it again, because I think I oohed over you saying it. Sorry. What was it?
Toothpaste Kisses by the Maccabees.
I love that. I think it's such a lovely, like soft, but really happy, like cute. Yeah. It's just a cute song.
It's a cute song,
really
and it's quite a short song as well. So we didn't want a long first dance song, because then we would have been dancing for far too long. Georgia agrees.
So that's something to think about too, isn't it? Like if you're going to want to go on and on, or maybe go into like a father-daughter dance, or if you just want to get it done.
So I think our song was it's either just over or just under 2 minutes, so it wasn't very long at all. And then because we were choreographing a dance, not us personally, we had someone do it for us, obviously, because we can't dance.
Russell's so into
Russell's secret ballroom dancer. So we kind of had someone choreograph that for us, but she tried to do it in a way so it kind of looked like we were just going out to dance to start with, and then we surprised people by doing some twirls and stuff. But yeah, it was short enough to just kind of get it over and done with, so we didn't have to worry about it all day long.
Yeah, I think that's a nice idea as well.
What did you choose for your first dance?
Do I Love You? Indeed I Do. Which is actually an Egg advert song, sadly now. So
they've ruined your wedding.
But it completely ruined your song. But again, I kind of wanted a slow, soppy one, because I didn't want to have to dance in the way that we did, but I gave in because I'd taken over so much of the wedding. I said, okay, we'll have it. But in hindsight, it was a little bit awkward to try, because it was quite a fast, happy song.
Yeah.
So it was very hard, actually. I would have much preferred to just waddle around in a circle to a slower song. Really? But it did get everybody up and dancing, which was quite nice.
Would you, looking back now, would you have gone for try to do a choreographed dance to it?
I would have really liked to have probably done that, so I felt more confident, but I don't know if I could have got Jack on board.
You might be surprised though, because I never thought Russell would go for it, and it was his aunt and uncle who bought us these lessons, and his aunt told me about it, and I was like, I'm all up for that, but you try Russell, I bet he'll say no. And as soon as she asked him, he just went, yeah, it sounds good. I was like, who are you, and what have you done with Russell?
Oh, that's so nice though, isn't it? If you didn't have to, because I even said, like, can we practice at home? And he refused to practice at home, because he was like, I want it to be like off the cuff and just natural. But my God, I wish we practiced, because it was a bit awkward.
So did you
I think
invite
people could
in
tell
to
it was a bit awkward, so they kind of tried to help us, and they came in. Well, after a while, I was like, "Come in and help me," and they did. So I think that was quite lucky, because it was a bit cringe, really, but it was nice. It was still a nice, happy moment, but I just found it very awkward. I don't like dancing in front of people at the best of times.
The first dance is a really awkward thing to do in general, I think, because I mean, people don't like dancing in front of people at any point, even if you are drunk. Like, you want people dancing with you.
Yeah, it's so true.
To be like on a completely empty stage almost, and everyone watching you.
And everyone does watch you, don't they? And it is a really nice moment. I think people love watching it too. Like, I love a first dance. I think it's really, everyone just goes, oh, and like, again, it's like another bringing everyone together, being happy for you moment. But again, if you don't want to do a first dance as well, I think, don't worry about it. Don't do one.
Yeah. Or just do like what you did and have people come in and join you fairly quickly after you've done it. So you're not kind of there for the whole length of the song doing an awkward dance if you feel awkward.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a DJ to be like,
give your photographer a heads up as well, though, just so they know they've got like 1 minute to try and get the shots before everyone comes in.
Yeah. George just wants to sing us a song.
Yeah, so I've had a few people just say we're not having one. I did have a couple called Mr. and Mrs. Best, and they didn't want a wedding song, but then everyone kind of pushed them into it, and they just played Simply the Best. And that's always stuck in my head, like, because it was just so funny. So like, just do it the way you want to do it. It's
Definitely. I think
it can be quite a funny. It doesn't have to be a serious moment. It can always be quite funny.
Yeah, I do think I think we spoke about this before. I think having a first dance, even if you are really awkward about having one, I think it's really important to just push yourselves to do it, because until you dance, no one else will dance. And I don't know if you've noticed that by photographing.
You've got to kind of pick off the evening.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just need that dance out there, so everyone's like, right, now the party started, we can all get dancing. Like, it just gets people on the floor, even if it's just for a few minutes. Just do it. But Georgia just pulled Katie's earplugs out of her ears.
Yeah, sorry about that. That'd be really funny on YouTube to watch that bit.
Come on,
just yanking my earphones out.
I had a couple once who did do a choreographed dance because they both did ballroom together.
Oh wow!
And that was really cool. So, and it just made for really great photos as well, because like there was like, he was like rolling her out of his arms, and there was like big kind of lunges and
oh my God,
and spins and stuff, and it's just like a photographer's dream. Like, yes, this is all the movement I need in my pictures.
Yeah, loads of drama.
Yeah,
that is nice. Yeah, if you're like gifted enough to do that, then God,
go for it. Even if you're not, it would be really funny. So yeah. But did that song that you chose have meaning to you beforehand?
Which one?
The first dance song.
No, not really. Again, because we kind of used up our special songs for our ceremony, so we didn't really struggle with first dance. We were more, we like the Cray Charles Funk and Soul show on like a Saturday night, I think it is now. So we listened to that a few nights, and it was on there, and we were like, oh, that's like a really nice happy song. So it kind of, just listening to loads of music together, I think, does help, doesn't it?
It does.
And it might suddenly reach you in like the weirdest place, or maybe from an advert or something like that. You might suddenly just be like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you guys?
I think we just kind of come across Two Face Kisses because it's just a nice, slow, romantic-y song by a band that we liked. But what was really nice is that I think it was the week after the wedding, or maybe the week after that, really close to the wedding anyway. The Maccabees have now split up; they're not together anymore. But they played, they played a farewell gig at Alexandra Palace. I think they did them all around the country, but one of Russell's friends had bought too many tickets, or he'd bought tickets for 2 nights because they were trying to get tickets, and they were like, right, let's just go in. They both went in to get them. So he was like, I've got 2 spare tickets if you want them. So we're like, yeah, bought them. So a couple of weeks after the wedding, we got to go up and see them at the Alexandra Palace, and then they played Toothpaste Kisses, and there was like all this confetti in the air, and it was just like the most emotional moment, because not only is that like a song that we love by them, suddenly it was like our first dance song as well, and it was their last ever gig, and we were just like, this is the best. Man,
that's so nice.
So that made it even more special after that. And for Christmas, I actually got Russell a print made up with the lyrics on from Toothpaste Kisses as well to put on the wall.
Oh, so, that's so nice.
Yeah. So I think that will always have a bit of meaning.
Music is so important, isn't it? And I just like to like visualise us when we're old and grey, like sitting by the fire, and we'll listen to the songs together and just be like, oh, this is our song.
Yeah. I think it's nice to choose slightly obscure songs as well, because it means you won't hear them all the time. Like I was saying to you when we were playing each other's songs a minute ago, that I haven't heard the song that I walked down the aisle to since my wedding day, and then I was just playing it to you then going, oh, this like takes me back to the day. Whereas if it's a song that's it's George, yes.
Sorry.
If it's a song that's like on the radio all the time, then you become a bit kind of immune to it almost, and it's not as special anymore, is it? So
yeah, and I think it's so nice, like on your anniversary or something, just to put it on, or just replay it all, and it really does take you back.
Yeah, and you were saying before you came on that you've been playing them to George.
Yeah, so like I did with George, because I was like bathing him the other day. I like to put music on when we have a bath, and I played him all the like wedding songs and was like, yeah, Mum and Dad got married to this song, so hopefully he'll know a little bit as well when he gets to it.
Yeah, it's really sweet. But I think it definitely does transport you back. So I think it's really important to kind of really consider the music that you're choosing. And hopefully our ramblings have helped you figure out what you're going to go for.
Yeah, so I think our top tips to kind of have some wine.
I think all our tops always start with that. Yeah. So before you go embark on this, have a drink. We prefer a bottle of wine.
Yeah, but do take your time, listen to nice music, think about, like Kerrie said, maybe like gigs you've both been to and really enjoyed, or maybe just a special moment or something that's happened with that music kind of in mind is nice. But if not, then the lyrics are really important, so find something that's got something meaningful. And
yeah, definitely. I think we found quite useful as well is if you go on, we use Deezer for our playlists and stuff. If you go onto there and you listen to a song, sometimes it will kind of make up a playlist based on that artist or that particular song. So then you can kind of just keep listening to the songs that are suggested, and then perhaps one will pop out at you that you might not have heard before but you really like. So it's a good way to kind of discover new music. And
oh, that's very good. I like that.
So that's what we end up doing. Have like a little kitchen party, just kind of standing around having a few drinks, listening to romantic songs.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was good fun choosing the music. And especially, did you choose the music for like your wedding breakfast and stuff as well?
No,
just like background music.
Yes, no, we did. Sorry, we did. I thought you, for a minute, God, that shows how long it's been me doing already. I thought you meant the breakfast the next day, and I was like, no, I don't know what we were doing the next day. But yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we made like a proper playlist of like all the songs we loved, and that was really good fun too. That was like a good night together, just going, oh, I love this song, and put this song in.
And we almost ended up with too many songs as well. Like we haven't got 3 hours. Like we need to cut this back.
Yeah.
So we hope that's helped you this week, and all our music tips and knowledge has gone down well. As always, you can hop into our Facebook group where we'll be in there to chat a bit more about the subject if you want to. We'll put all the links to the songs that we mentioned today in our show notes, which will be on our website, which is getwebpodcast.co.uk. So go over there, have a listen, a little boogie, and don't forget to sign up to our email list if you want notifications of all our new episodes going out. And we'll see you next week. So bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for listening. We really hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Get Wed. Don't forget you can always subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and while you're there you may as well leave us a review. You can join us for more wedding chat in our Facebook group if you just can't wait until next week. You'll find all the links that you need via our website, including show notes for this episode, over at getwebpodcast.co.uk. We'll see you next time. Happy planning!